Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Transparent Talks with Wendell Freeman. I'm your host, Wendell Freeman, and I'm thrilled to have you join us for our fifth episode. Today, we're tackling the subject that's both critical and controversial, the economic challenges facing Baltimore and the impact of corruption on our city's growth. I'm honored to have a very special guest with me today, Uncle Wayne Baker, former mayoral candidate and someone who knows Baltimore's political landscape inside and out. Welcome, Uncle Wayne, to Transparent Talks with Wendell Freeman, man. How you doing today?
Thank you. But take that bake off of my name. I'm Uncle Wayne.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not. I'm not running for mayor again. You
Okay.
are. Hey, listen, Wendell. It wore me out.
Yeah.
It wore me out. I ran for a reason, and now it's your turn.
Absolutely.
So it's Uncle Wayne.
Okay, I got you, Uncle Wayne. All right, cool. So thank you for coming on, Uncle Wayne. So let's dive right
You
in.
welcome. You welcome.
Baltimore's economy has struggled for years. From your perspective, what's the most significant economic challenge that we face right now in the city of Baltimore?
Listen, we don't have any jobs.
Hmm.
Not jobs that's making any money. You know, who's going to work for Amazon for
Right.
the rest of their life? Who can take care of a family working at Amazon?
Right.
For example, let me say, if you're a man and you have a house and you try to take care of the children and your significant other, she's have a job and her paycheck gonna outdo you if you're working in Amazon, it's not gonna make any sense, right?
Right.
So we need to make some money. That's where our problem is. It's unlevel. So when we talking about Baltimore and trying to make some differences, we got to make some money. That's our problem. Money.
Okay. I mean, that's a critical point. The corruption is massive hurdle. The intervening of economic hardship and corruption makes it even harder for communities, like you just talked about, to drive when we don't have the job opportunity. Can you elaborate on how corruption has intensified these economic issues?
Let me give you a prime example. The bridge. The bridge has now been destroyed. Me running for mayor, I try to bring that up. The bridge gives jobs. That's contract jobs. Let's go right back to what I say again. Now, if you are getting up at work, let's say a brother gets up for a job, going to the bridge let's say we building the bridge back up. Those are 10-year jobs, contract jobs that make extremely good money. Now, if you have one of them jobs that's giving back to Baltimore, that's a contract job, you see how it is in Baltimore. I'm trying to make Baltimore a place where you are striving, that's economy, that's successful. If you had a really good job in Baltimore, you will stay in Baltimore, you will strive in Baltimore. Baltimore will look better when you will get up. I live in a block where there are abandoned houses, very little jobs, and it's going down further and further at a rapid speed. So if you don't have good jobs, you have no economy in Baltimore. It just goes to the bottom line, a good job.
Absolutely. And just elaborate on what you just said. Yes, it's a lack of opportunity in Baltimore. Yes, you can get a McDonald's job or a Wendy's job or, like you
Or
said, Amazon, which is,
job.
the popular job that everyone says is the highest paying job in the city of Baltimore. But when it comes down to it, when we look at our economy and we look at where we are and we look at the corruption that has been going on longer than we've been breathing air combined together, when you put those two factors in place, that's why we get the crime and the violence. That's why we continue to have the overdoses and overdose capital of the world. Why we continue to have homeless people on the streets of Baltimore. Why we're still the dirty city in Baltimore. Because until you change the economy and you get rid of the corrupt people that are running the city, it will never change. Those are serious issues that we just talked about. We need to address both economic disparities and corruption to foster true community development. You got anything else to say about that?
Same difference. In my neighborhood, I live there, Penn North. I got houses on Mountain Street. Same difference. In my neighborhood, it is the same thing. I have a block with several abandoned houses. Now, some of the houses are homeowners, some of the homes that we own, but there are abandoned houses right next to them. Now, imagine if those homes were owned by the same people that stay in those homes that were owned. Now, if you own those homes, you would let's say the trash. We have these same issues, the trash pickups. So these issues, if you had those homes owned by the same people who had those jobs in those neighborhoods, those homes will be owned by those people. Jobs will be owned. See, that's how it is. Economy is failing because there are no good jobs in Baltimore City. You know, we both ran for mayor. What was one of the things you ran on when you ran for mayor?
Education.
Well, one of the things.
Yeah.
One of the other things we ran on?
The housing.
Yes.
And trade and
good jobs.
And good jobs, right.
Right.
Yeah.
If you go back on good jobs, if we all had good jobs in Baltimore, we would change the economy in Baltimore. It goes back to the same thing. If we had better jobs, we will be able to change things in Baltimore. It's that. That is just the foundation of Baltimore. We have very little jobs. When you're excited to work for Amazon, that should tell you something right there. See, the females in Baltimore, they're not going to wait for those simple things at Amazon. You see how they bounce to different things? They're going to go to college. They're going to do some of the other things that make the difference. So they're going to be the foundation. But are they going to make the decisions that make the changes? You see, the foundation's going to make the decisions.
Absolutely.
It's going to be our time.
And it's our turn. We'll take a quick break, but when we return, we'll dive deeper into the specifics of corruption in our city and discuss some high-profile cases. Stay with us. We'll be right back at a clip from last week. Baltimore faces today, in your opinion?
Leadership.
I knew you was going to say that. Wow. Can you elaborate?
Paramount. And some people may say it's a shot. I'm saying that Baltimore hasn't had anyone in leadership that's run a business, right? So I don't know how you can run this corporation of Baltimore City and you've never run a business.
Night.
Right? You've never run. So we take people that have never run a business, but we give them a $3.5 billion budget and say, hey, go be mayor. Right. And these people now, I mean, it's like if I have my son and if my son is 5 years old and I gave my son a 5-year-old $1,000, they don't know what to do with it. That's what we got in Baltimore. Right. We got a bunch of 5-year-olds with a bunch of $1,000.
Yeah, he just hit it right on the nose. I would say corruption is the biggest thing.
That's why you got the corruption.
Yeah.
Got 5-year-olds with thousands of dollars.
Yeah, corruption is the biggest thing Baltimore faces in this city. When we look at the corruption, it's been going on for too long. And they corrupted the last mayor election, but we're going to talk about that more later.
We can talk about that.
Yeah. All right. 2 more questions real quick. Special guest host for the day, Uncle Wayne. Will Hanna was on here giving us the real transparent talks. That's what this show is all about. Before we went to break, we started discussing corruption and its impact on Baltimore economy. Let's get specific now. Can you talk about some high-profile corruption cases that have rocked our city?
Yeah, let's say our mayors. Once again, it gets you the same thing. We have these jobs. I get on this over and over because I can't get past the next step. The bridge collapsed. They're going to give those jobs to everyone else but us again. Those jobs are contract jobs. Most of us don't even know what contract jobs are. I'm pushing the buttons because contract jobs last for 10 years. You are guaranteed a job for 10 years. You know where your income is coming from for 10 years. And building a bridge, you don't have to worry about your background. You don't have to be complaining about where your background come from, because all the ones that are working on those bridges have those jobs for 10 years. But check this out. Most of those jobs will be welding and a lot of those others that we talked about. So we needed the trade schools to have them prepared to work on those jobs. Get it? We need those jobs. How are they going to be a future if you don't have well-paying jobs?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Those examples are stark reminders of the systematic issues we face. Wouldn't have happened if we were elected mayor of Baltimore City.
Hey,
But
coming up again, Wendell, right?
Yeah, you're right. How do you think we can root out this corruption and restore faith in our institutions? For me, I just didn't understand how people could elect the same mayor. I feel like, I say this all the time, I feel like our current mayor, like I remember Sheila Dixon, and when she had the corruption scheme back in 2010, I was in 10th grade in high school. And I remember the impact that I had on the city of Baltimore. People were disgusted because we had a mayor who was the mayor of the city steal from the homeless. But then you go back to 2024 when we have a mayor who's stealing from the people, but just in a disguised way. And we talk about with Safe Streets, we talk about all these nonprofit organizations who have no real track record of success. So until we can say, you know what, wake up our eyes, because at the end of the day, what's really going on is not what people are prospecting. When you say we're the eighth economy in the world, eighth most driving economy in the world, but we're still the dirtiest in the country. We still have overdoses, like I said before. We still have crime out of this world, and people are leaving the city of Baltimore in a drastic way. And I believe in order for us to change that, we got to stop electing the same people. And that's why I was a fan for term limits, because I understand that we can't keep having the same people, playing with the money and expecting that for us to make the changes that we need. And when we talked about Will Hanna last week, he was talking about that we don't need to be in office to make the real changes. Like you said, the trade school opportunity that we have, we can do that outside of public office. Right. And these are things that we're talking about. And we are heroes that people, just we don't have a cape on, or just because we ain't on the news every single day, people don't want to hear. But what's your feedback on what I just said?
That's what I do. It's like I'm Uncle Wayne. I work in the background. Like I said, I work one-on-one. That's what I do. I work one-on-one. My phone rings 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. Uncle Wayne. I deal with people regular every day. Even when I'm working on the trade school, I have to work on the staff, because I know when people come in there, because if, like I say, on the bridge, you have to have these people ready to work on the bridge. They need welding training. They need these training. Like I said, we have a school downtown, a building downtown that's just sitting there, over 1 million square footage, just sitting there. No one turning it into a trade school, because no one worry about us. No one's ready to train us, but we have to worry about us. We have to help us. We have to worry about what's next for us. Our females are doing it for themselves, but we have to pull us together and get ourselves together. What's next for us? We have to worry about us. We can talk about the corruption of the politicians, but they're going to be corrupt forever. But are we going to worry about them, or are we going to worry about us? Do you understand? Look what's happening to our family. Look what's happening to our children. Do you see? Our children are in trouble. Look the juvenile system. We could put names on them all we want to, but they are our children who are in trouble. Do you understand?
Completely.
So what's next for our children? See, it's time. Now we go right back to the basics. We need some well-paying jobs. We need some contract jobs. We need to take care of our families. In order to do that, we got to pull together and get it right. And it's time to do it now. Now.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Transparency and community involvement are crucial. Because when we look at what's going on in our city, it's a lack of respect, and it's a lack of lawlessness that happens every single day. And until we are accountable and until we say, yo, let's put the right investments into the trade schools, let's fix our education curriculum. Let's stop voting the same people, voting mayors in who never ran a business and expecting them to be able to handle $1 billion budget when they haven't even ran a business. It just doesn't make sense. So until we figure that thing out, Baltimore will always be the thing. Will said that he doesn't see change happening, in his lifetime. And that's the average person in the
and
city.
that's sad, isn't it?
It is very sad. But that's the average Baltimorean, because always, and even when we ran for mayor, people were saying, I'm not voting for anybody. That's why we had the lowest turnout in the history in over 20 some elections, because of people who don't believe in the communities. They don't believe in leadership. They don't believe in the government.
They don't believe in themselves.
That's number one. If you don't believe in yourself, how can we believe in you?
We're in the inner city. I'm in the inner city. I know. I get up every day. I see it in my backyard. They're out there getting high.
Absolutely.
I know I live out there. I have 8 dogs. They're barking every day because they're getting up. People are getting up early, getting high because they don't believe in anything but the high.
Right.
They don't want to feel the pain. They don't want reality. They don't want to see their regular day every day. So they get higher and higher and higher and higher till they're up out of here. And guess what? Those people getting high are educated. They have been to college. They can speak the word backwards. They know the Bible backwards and forwards. They do, but they don't want reality. You know why? Because they are hurt. They're pain. They'll see every day. You know why? Because they're shunned. This is reality. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
That's it. So what I'm saying is, what's next for you and I? See, you and I, we try. We got this in us because we know something is next. But what's next? We got to keep fighting, yo. We do. Because some of them, my dog bark and I look in the back, they're gone.
Right.
See, honestly, I have to call the ambulance because they're gone. But we're not. So what's next for you and I? That's why I ask that question all day, every day from Uncle Wayne. What's next? Because some of them are not making it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about unity. And I think that's where we at. And I feel like a lot of people in our city, it's like, it's like they're immune to what's around them. They're immune to people just telling them anything and spinning the wheels. They're immune to these things. So when you have a person who is immune and just they're numb to the corruption, they're numb to they're living next to vacant houses. I'm seeing 30 people my age, 29, 30 years old, out here coked up, cracked up, leaning on bus stops. That's not acceptable for me, right? But instead of us getting them help, we just look at them like, oh, just another drug addict. No, that's somebody that can change their situation.
So when now you answer me this question, you half my age. Kind of fill me in on this, because when I was your age, it wasn't as worse as it is now.
Right.
You all are in serious trouble. Serious trouble, my brother. Because I see now you are getting worse. And a lot of them are not you standing up. They're the opposite way. Instead of fighting for what's right, they're giving up.
Absolutely.
And it's dangerous. So I'm asking you, because you are our future, what's next?
Well, what's next is that you elect Wendell Freeman for mayor in 2028.
I like that.
That's what's next, right? That's the key.
Let's hear for our next mayor of Baltimore City.
I'm the change agent to move our city to the future. I knew that in 2024, and I know that in 2028. Because I am the hope for Baltimore, even to this day. Even though campaign season is over, people. I had even my campaign manager, Sean Sims, his wife, said, "Listen, Wendell, I need you to run again. What's going on in City Hall is not acceptable. We need you. You are the savior for the city." So even if I didn't want to run for again, I am the change agent. So we coming.
Go. There we go. Because we need the change, Baltimore. We need the change.
All right, absolutely. So we talked about the problems. Now let's focus on solutions.
Solutions, yo.
What innovative strategies and community efforts have you seen that could help address Baltimore's economic challenges?
You know what I'm gonna go to? The best paying jobs.
Yeah.
Just say, see, contract jobs will make the difference. Just imagine me opening my door and coming out my house, and all the houses, brothers are standing there with their families and they're coming out, the children's playing, and the brothers got the homes and the wives are in there, and the corner stores got the wives in there. And you know what I mean? Just imagine that. That's the look in life that it needs to be. 63% black. Baltimore, 63% black. Homes are owned by 63% black. Stores are owned by 63% black. That's what it needs to be. Do you understand? That's how it should be. Fair and square.
Absolutely. Those are powerful strategies that you just said. When we look at, our city, and we look at, I love Will so much because we talked about this last week, but we talked about
Will, pretty good guess.
But we talked, he was, but we talked about this as far as the strategies, as far as helping us get out the situation. And for me, it's all about community involvement. When we look at, all these cities and all these other towns who are getting growth and getting change, and he said something crucial to me. He said, Baltimore City is federally funded. So if we fix all the problems, the federal money stops because they get paid more for our issues than them fixing them all. Even though we have the people in position to fix the issues, they have the money to move the budget around to do what needs to be done, they won't do it. How do you feel about that?
And that's a true fact. See, me running for mayor, I had to learn a lot of things. When I was in this, when God asks you to do something, you have to do it. I didn't run for mayor. I thought I was running for mayor to win. I was all right. But see, when God holds you back, God asks you to run for mayor to pay attention. You have to learn things. You have to pay attention. And when I pay attention to what right in front of our face, they're using us. They are using us all kinds of ways. And the sad part about it, we are allowing it. That's the part that makes tears come to my eyes. We are allowing it. But when I learn, I do better. But when I didn't know, I didn't know. Now I know. But God teach me so I can teach you all. Get it? That's the thing. Now I know. We have to do better. We do. We just have to know. So I teach. So we teach. And Wendell, we learn a lot running for mayor. You get what I'm saying? But it's time for you all to take the reign and teach others what this is all about. We do. We got to teach them brothers on the corners better. They are some of the smart and intelligent ones of all. But they let school predict how intelligent they are. School don't know how smart they are. You can't learn by their SAT scores how smart and intelligent they are. Those white people can't predict how smart and intelligent they are. They don't know how smart and intelligent we are at all. But we fall short because we believe what they say. They don't know how to teach us, and they've been teaching us the wrong things. Get that? They've been teaching us wrong, and they don't know how to teach us. Get it? That's what's failed all the way around. So when we run those corners, and because we failed in school, they failed all the way around. But not only they failed us, our parents failed us too. I'm sorry, it's a true fact. You know why our parents failed us? Because their parents failed them. So we got to get it right all the way around. Get it? Yeah. So we got a lot of learning and teaching to do. But guess what? All we had to do is recognize the problem and get it right.
Absolutely. Those examples are inspiring. It's clear that with the right policies and community engagement, we can drive positive change. Community involvement is indeed essential. Coming up, we'll discuss some personal stories and reflections with Uncle Wayne. Don't go away. Be right back with Transparent Talks. Baltimore faces today, in your opinion?
Hey Baltimore, this is Leah, and I'm excited to invite you to Wendell Freeman's Back to School Drive and Pop-Up Shop. Join us on Sunday, August 11th from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at 4026 West Belvedere Ave in Park Heights for this free event. We'll have special guests, music, and a supplies giveaway for students in grades K through 12. Plus, support our local Black businesses with our amazing vendors. Do you own a business? Would you like to be a vendor? Register today. Space is limited. The event is free, but make sure to register at wendellfreeman.com for vendor applications and the supplies giveaway. Let's come together and make this school year the best one yet. See you there.
With Limitless Moments LLC and other confirmed guests. If you or anyone you know would like to participate, scan the QR code on your screen. Help us help our community. One of the most powerful ways to understand these issues is through personal stories. Wayne, can you share a story from a Baltimore resident that highlights the impact of economic challenges and corruption in the city of Baltimore?
All right, let me see give me an example of that. I kind of lost that here.
Okay.
Busy in another thought. Help me out here.
Okay. So I'll just start.
Yeah, you start, Wendell.
Yeah, I got you.
Me out here.
I got you. So you said Baltimore residents to highlight the impact. Well, I can tell you this. A story for me is I remember his real life story. I remember growing up and I was real nice at basketball. Like I've always been talented at basketball.
You're pretty good at basketball.
Yeah, of course. I was varsity all 4 years in high school.
Of course. See that's
I ain't this tall for no reason now, right?
Man, all right.
So just a part of the economic challenges, growing up, I grew up like the average kid, not having the best of anything. Growing up, not being that person who had the best drip. I used to get bullied a lot. Just fast forward the story. As I grow up and I started seeing the world for what it was. And even when it came down to my business, because I own a company, it's called a marketing group. And even when it came down to like getting like permits for like certain events I wanted to do for my business, whether it was a picnic or whether it was a basketball game, whatever I wanted to do, those were challenging. I'm hiring people 18 to 21, 25 years old, teach them how to make a lot of money per year. And I'm the person that's going through the most. And come to find out, it was during campaign season. And the lady from City Hall, she couldn't really like say it, but she was like, yeah, my application kept getting denied. And I'm like, why they can't get denied? I'm paying the money for the permit. I'm showing you I got my own security team. I'm doing all these things. Why is my permit out of anybody else's getting permit? Even when we had the Brooklyn Day mass shooting last year, that was no permit access. And, that happened. But I'm doing it the right way. Come to find out, the mayor of Baltimore was blocking it. Yes. Brandon Scott was blocking my permit from happening, right? And I found, and the thing was about it was that the lady told me, she wasn't put a time. She said, listen, I'm going to lose my job for telling you this. But he knows about me. And it makes sense on when I met him, when we was at that brunch in Park Heights, when we met him, right? And his energy, he was real intimidated about me. He's like, he didn't give me no eye contact. He was just like scary too. The point of the story was the corruption in Baltimore even comes down to a business owner like me. So if I can be a victim of this corrupt city, I can just imagine what happens to everybody. Look at what happened to my mom, Melinda Batts. Her just going out here, doing a peaceful movement. She had a white man put her house on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter for white people, for those mega people who started attacking her.
Wow.
It's a lot of corruption that goes on. I could go on and on about it, but do you have a story about the economic challenges and corruption that happens in the city? Like, do you have a story of your own, maybe something you've been through in the city that was corrupted or an economic challenge?
But it is like trade schools. Here it is, North American Trade Schools. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this, but North American Trade School is one of those schools that trains in HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and those two. They had this training program where you need loans or you could get the grants to go to school. Any of you familiar with that? But we worked with a program through Baltimore City where we try to get where you could get to the school where you wouldn't have to borrow any money. Of course, I don't know if you all dealt with that, but if you dealt with a loan, you couldn't get the grants. We try to work with a program through the city to deal with that. But of course, if you in the county, you couldn't deal with the city. Now I worked with a couple of the city council people to try to deal with that. But because it was in the county, the city wouldn't deal with it. Do you see how important it is for to get the training? But the city councilman didn't find it important enough to do it. Now watch this. Training for students in the city should be the most important of all, right?
It should be free.
See what I mean? See how it is? But because of I go across the county lines, it was that important to them because of county versus city. This is what I'm saying here. We should be the most important, not county and city lines. Once again, if we don't do anything about it, it's not going to matter. That's why I'm saying between you and I, we have got to make the difference. They are not going to make the difference. You know the difference to them? The money.
Right.
That's all that's going to make the difference. Corruption is always going to be corruption when it comes down to the money. God made it clear. The root of all evil is the love of money. Not money, the love of money. Hey, that's the corruption.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. That's a powerful story. It really brings home the human cost of those issues. We want to hear from our listeners as well. If you have any questions or comments, please share them with us. Leave a message in the comments. Let us know that that you're here with us. But just to piggyback on economic challenges in the city of Baltimore, that like the average person in the city of Baltimore cannot make ends meet. The average person in our city has to either pay their rent, take care of their kid, pay their light bill. It's too many issues that we continue to have for generations. And I always say this, just because you black don't mean you my kin, right? People who said they were for us show us constantly each and every year to our face that they're not for us. And I always say this, I say that people in politics, they won't care until it happens to them. For example, all our missing children, all our people who are going through things. If it was your family member or their family member, it would be Amber Alert, city would be on shutdown until we find this person. But then you also said last year for Brooklyn Day that we were not going to rest. We were not going to stop until we find the killers of Aaliyah. But what happened? We still a year later, and the killers are still in the streets. These people are getting plea deals, all this other crazy stuff, all because the city is corrupt. How can you pay millions of dollars to a program who has no proven track record of success? How do you invest $4 million into safety mechanism to train people on when the whole thing is to stop the violence? Just doesn't make sense to me. To me, it sounds like it's a whole lot of corruption, a whole lot of criminal organizations going on. And so us as Baltimoreans say enough is enough. We have to do the work. And to get these people out of office and get these people out of communities, then nothing won't change. But what you think about that?
See, this is where you and I differ. This is where you and I differ, nephew.
Talk to me.
Honestly. Because these organizations have to have criminals in them, so that you say. Listen, because if you have broken the law before, you know about the law. If you know about these little knuckleheads who's running around here with these guns, in order to solve these problems, these run around here with these guns, you need to know people with guns, okay? Because if I'm going to put a little group together to get rid of these guns, absolutely, I'm going to put a group together to get rid of these guns. Because if I became mayor, I would have cleaned this street up in 3/4 of a second.
Yeah.
I would have done it in record-breaking seconds.
Yeah.
Of course, I could have done it. But the problem is, Brandon Scott, cool, but he's just not the man for the job. You and I know it. He's not from the streets. He's just not.
Right.
We need someone to clean up the streets from the streets.
Right.
It's just not. These ones running around here with these guns are really not built like that.
Right.
They are out of control.
Mm.
Now, Safe Streets, another one, a little bit out of control. They really need a destination. They're running around. They really don't have a destination, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater per se. They need a destination, but we have the attention. We got them. We need to utilize them, but they are kind of all mixed up with a whole bunch of mess. They need to be cleaned up, set up right, and done good. So that's just my perception of them. Do you understand? Now, let's get it right. Some of this stuff going on with them need to be straightened up.
Yeah.
They need to be at some places straightened up. This situation with Brooklyn need to be resolved.
Yeah.
People know what happened.
Yeah.
We all, come on. But we can't do it with this over here, that over here, that over here, and the mess still going on. You know that, Wendell. Because if you and I became mayor, we would have been straightening this stuff up quick.
Absolutely. I was told, people was telling me that they knew I could change Baltimore in less than a year. But again, that's what the people said. I ain't say that. That's what the people said. They said I could change Baltimore in less than a year.
Some of us could have done it.
Yeah, but we decided to elect Brandon Scott for another 4 years. Well, Baltimore got to, they got to deal with what happens with that. So,
as we say, so
now it's time to lighten things up a little bit and get to know each other's perspective better. Let's play a game. We played this last week.
We playing games now?
Yeah, literally. So we played this last week with Will Hanna, and it was fun. It's called Quick Fire Questions with Wendell. It's a fast-paced, engaging game designed to bring out spontaneous, insightful responses. The game focuses on Baltimore culture, community issues, and personal preferences, providing both entertainment and deep understanding of our viewpoints. Are you ready?
I'm ready for it.
All right. Question number 1. What is your go-to song to lift your spirits?
Go-to song?
To lift your spirits.
Take Back Everything the Devil Stole from Us.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta go gospel too. I
love that song. Taking it back.
Yeah, my go-to song would have to be Marvin Sapp. He saw the best in me. That's
one of mine too.
Yeah, that song gets me up all the time. Question number 2. What is your favorite local Baltimore restaurant and why?
Let me see. I had one, but it changed. So actually, the truth be told, I really don't have a local restaurant. I just don't anymore.
Okay. My favorite Baltimore restaurant, I would say Hazelwood Inn.
Where is it again?
That's Hazelwood. It's not that far from off of St. Clair Road, St. Clair Lane. It's like going towards like Nottingham, but they got the best wings. That's some of the best wings, and like the prices is not.
I might be like your guest that you had, Miss Rose, like she said. Whoever gonna pay me that money for the endorsement? I think that was the best answer ever.
Shout out to Tory Rose.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, that would be my favorite local Baltimore restaurant. And why? Because the food is cheap and it's good at the same time. You can't always get cheap food and good. You got to sometimes pick it. But Hazelwood got some
right. It ain't always cheap. I need the best food.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
I like that customer service as well. You know what I mean? Customer service skills.
Yeah, that's why I tip for best customer service. But we're gonna keep going about that. Question 3: If you could change one thing about Baltimore overnight, what would it be?
My brothers. Really.
Wow.
That's it. My brothers. That they believe in themselves. I really do.
I would change these streets because I'm tired of driving on these Baltimore streets and these potholes are destroying my vehicles.
Hey, listen, those the jobs right there.
Right.
See all them jobs? Imagine how many jobs would it be fixing them potholes in them streets? All them jobs.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah. So that's one thing I would change overnight. Them potholes. If anybody from DPW watching this, fix them potholes.
No, I take them jobs from them.
Yeah,
they don't
you're
need
right.
them jobs.
You're
Nah,
right.
they need a whole bunch of private companies.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Number 4. What has been the most influential person in your life? Got a little tongue tied. What's the most influential person in your life?
That is or was.
Either or, however you want to answer it.
My 5th grade teacher, Mr. Richardson.
Why?
I think he was a smooth, savvy. I think it is. Had a little swag in him. I just think it is. And plus, he made me believe in myself. He really did, because he made. I think once you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. You know what I mean? Because when you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable. That's what it is.
Absolutely. The most influential person in my life, I would have to say, is my big brother. His name is Joseph Wilson, CEO of 350 Pressure Marketing Group.
Why?
Why? Because I actually seen his come up. He run one of the largest solar companies, not just in Maryland, but in Pennsylvania, where he's from, and he has offices in Miami. But he's influential to me because, like I said, I seen his upbringing. I seen his come up. Like, we used to share checkers together in a Rocher Fest Motel with no money. Had to keep getting loans from people. But now, he lives in a $250,000 home, drives a Mercedes-Benz. Again, one of the most influential people around me, that somebody I can say, because I don't look up to a lot of people, but I can say he's honestly somebody that I look up to as an influence every day. So, Joe, if you watching this, shout out to you, my boy. All right.
That was a shout out.
Yeah. All right. Number 5. What advice would you give to young people looking to make a difference in their community?
Believe in yourself. You know what? This is what I would tell you. When you had enough of getting advice from everyone else, get on your knees and ask God, who are you? Who are you? What are you made of? Why did God create you? Not your pastor, not your mother, not your father, not your neighbor, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Get on your knees and ask God, who created you? What are you about? That's when you will get it. I'm telling you, as Uncle Wayne, that's who you have to go to.
Absolutely. My advice for the young people looking to make a difference in their community is just start. You got to wake up and start. When I ran for mayor, I've been, a community activist before I was doing it. I've been feeding homeless. I've been doing these things, but I just started. And I would say that would be the best advice I would give young people. You really want to make a difference in your neighborhood, just start. Even if it's doing a cleanup every Saturday with your friends, or, going to school and giving them new ideas about how to make the city, your school safer. You have to start, because we don't know what you need unless you tell us as young people. So I would say just start to make a difference, and no matter where it is. Number 6, a hidden talent you have.
Hidden talent?
Yeah, hidden talent. Nobody know that you have, Uncle Wayne. I know you got one.
I think I exposed all my talent.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have anything hidden. None.
You ain't got no hidden talent.
At least not by now. I done exposed every talent that I have.
Okay. All right. A hidden talent that I have. A lot of people don't know that I'm low-key like a motivational speaker. I think that's one talent that I haven't really.
Oh, really? A
Yeah.
motivational speaker?
Yeah, motivational speaker. One thing, like, I run a company and we had to do sales meetings and motivational meetings, stuff like that. And I just found out that I'm the best. Well, I've been I was the best at it, but I decided to take a passion into it. So I think that's one hidden talent. I think a lot of people don't know that I'm a motivational speaker. That I know how to get people motivated to change their situation. All right, wild card question, Uncle Wayne. Are crab cakes overrated?
In Baltimore, they are. Look, in Maryland.
I hope it ain't no seafood
Maryland
people
are known for crab
that's
cakes.
watching this.
People say Baltimore known for crab cakes. I said no, Maryland are known for crab cakes, not Baltimore.
And you know what's crazy? You're right, because when people come to Baltimore, they think like, they say Baltimore got the best, like that's like crabs.
Yeah, that's Maryland is known for crab cakes. That's why I say because you got to go to the Eastern Shore and stuff where you get known for crab cakes. Because you go to Baltimore, you can go to Moe's.
That's
That's
what
the
I was
only place
yeah.
there.
That's what I was thinking, Moe's.
Yeah,
But
and Moe's got the best. You got to go to Maryland, so you can go to all around for the crab cakes.
Right.
You know the difference.
crab cakes overrated? No, they're not overrated.
Hey, let's get it right, y'all.
Overrated. All right, next one. Last one. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Say that one more time.
If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Okay, why?
Because I want to know about. I really want to know about that Last Supper.
Okay.
I'm just. Oh, you want to know the truth? I really want to know about that Last Supper.
Okay. Cool. So for me, any historical figure, it definitely would be. If I had, that's so many people I would have dinner with, but I had to name one. I really would want to pick the brain of Barack Obama. I think if I had,
I want to know.
I would definitely pick the brain. Of
And
Barack
let me.
Obama.
I gotta ask you this. Why? Because
Uh,
I find you to be intelligent. I really don't find Barack Obama to be intelligent.
Okay. So for me, my person, because not just because he was a black first black president, technically in
Then I
in
find
America.
he really wasn't even that.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah. So
Because can you tell me what have he done? His achievement that personally impressed you. His achievement now that he has done. Now remember, he didn't become first black president. We did that because we voted. He
Right.
couldn't have done that.
Right.
We did that because we voted for him. What have he done that impressed you as a black man? Because as a black man, I'm still trying to figure out what.
well, for me, like you said, we actually got him into the presidency.
We
Black
did.
people
Now what
So,
have he done?
for me, I mean, I feel like he gave me the hope that I could run for public office. I think that's really where it comes
okay,
at.
all
Like,
right.
I can be a black man to be a president one day, because that's my end game. I want to be president one day. Not right now. I want to be mayor of Baltimore first, but eventually down the line, I would like to be the president of America. So I think that's why I would say that, because he gave me hope that I could become that as well.
Okay.
All right. So thank you for playing. Jumping right into the final segment, Gawain. Thank you for joining me today and dropping some gems for us. As we wrap up, what final thoughts do you have about addressing the economic challenges and corruption in Baltimore?
Listen, you have to decide what you have to do for us. You have to have something to believe in and follow through. You are a younger generation. Stop trying to be what everybody else wants you all to be and be yourself. Don't believe what everybody else keep telling you, and be yourself. Regardless what people keep telling you that they want you to be yourself. That's the only way it's going to work. And if people keep saying, hey, you keep fighting back, because it's your turn, not our turn. Hey, listen, we've done what we was going to do, and you see it's not working for us. It's your turn. It is your turn to be yourself. Hey, guess what? It's your turn, and it's your time.
Absolutely.
Uncle Wayne, come on now.
Absolutely, Uncle Wayne. Absolutely. Change starts with us.
That's it.
And by working together, we can create a brighter future for Baltimore's residents. Thank you again, Uncle Wayne, for coming on and
Been my pleasure.
and spreading your knowledge and spreading the what you feel is what we've been dealing with long, that we've both been breathing that combined together, which is a corrupt city and a corrupt state, where people could continue to do what they want until we as the people decide to say, you know what, enough is enough. And I just thank you again for coming on. Is there anything you want to plug in before we wrap up with this episode? Anything you want to plug in? How can people get in contact with you if they want to get in contact with Uncle Wayne?
Hey, listen, I am still Uncle Wayne. I'm from behind the scenes. I'm going to get you one by one. And listen, I may not be there when you want me, but I'm going to definitely be there when you need me. I am Uncle Wayne. I am Be More for real. I'm not running for mayor this time. I ran for mayor. Hey, this is Wendell's turn. Hey, I am Uncle Wayne. Thank you.
Thank you to our listeners. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Transparent Talks with Wendell Freeman. Uncle Wayne, thank you for coming on again. Definitely got to have you back for season 2 of Transparent Talks with me. Again, please support our back to school drive and pop up shop on August 11th.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's it.
It'll be
That's
from
what we'll see.
It'll be from 3:30 to 7:30 p.m. We currently are seeking donors, volunteers, and if you are an entrepreneur, we are looking forward to featuring you as well. So tap in with the link you see on the screen and find out how you can get involved. I am taking a mid-season break until August 13th. Stay locked into my social media for all updates and announcements. Meet me here live back on August 13th to continue to explore the issues that matter most to our city. Because we know Transparent Talks through these past 5 episodes, we had some amazing people. We had some amazing guests on here, and we want to keep going. So while you're still here, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and share this video. Visit the website to purchase Transparent Talks merch. Together, we can bring a brighter future for Baltimore. Again, make sure you support our merch. Make sure you follow us on social media. Keep up with our stuff. And I will look forward to seeing everyone back here live on August 13th. But I also see you on August 11th at our back to school drive. Until next time, Baltimore, keep your head up, stay strong, stay prayerful, and stay hopeful. Thank you again, Uncle Wayne, for coming on. And until next time, Baltimore.
Hey Baltimore, this is Leah, and I'm excited to invite you to Wendell Freeman's Back to School Drive and Pop-Up Shop. Join us on Sunday, August 11th from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at 4026 West Belvedere Ave in Park Heights for this free event. We'll have special guests, music, and a supplies giveaway for students in grades K through 12. Plus, support our local Black businesses with our amazing vendors. Do you own a business? Would you like to be a vendor? Register today. Space is limited. The event is free, but make sure to register at wendellfreeman.com for vendor applications and the supplies giveaway. Let's come together and make this school year the best one yet. See you there.